time. We did the second one. Why and how is conflict an important aspect of group work? How do you go about conflict without offending the parties involved? What is considered constructive conflict? What can group members do to proactively create a supportive communication climate in the group? And how can conflict improve the decision-making and problem-solving processes of the group?
So basically, a group project is a lot like a tower. You gotta build it up with your group, and you gotta make sure it stands. But if you have your entire base as conflict, like these red ones are representing, well, that's no good. Also, if you take out conflict and just ignore it,
It'll keep building, but eventually...
You can even do that. You can even keep building. But if you just keep ignoring your conflict and getting rid of it... Oh no! But
that would probably be expected.
But if you use your conflict strategically and build your conflict or your group with conflict in mind, well then, yeah. This is also going to take a bit.
That's fine, take your time. You're the last group, so.
You're over there. Okay. You build it poorly so that it falls apart on its own. You don't have to worry about conflict. If you build your project strategically and address conflict when it comes up, well then, you can easily use your conflict to build up your project better.
And constructive conflict can be helpful in group settings to further the process.
And make it better. Not that it'll always be
Thank you, Sam. Well, why don't y'all just hang up there for a minute? Let's ask some questions. So tell me about your brainstorming process and how you came up with this idea.
We didn't originally start with this idea because we were like, we just went over that in class. We don't want to do something that good. So
Okay,
we started.
You're not presenting anymore, so quit talking like that.
This is just how I talk, my man.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. Okay.
I feel like one of the conflicts was me when I got an injury, so I missed a day or two, and the group still came together. Yeah. And then I came back, and they filled me in. So that was part of why we chose day two, because it was different conflicts that happened. With my injury or whatever, and Archie and his injury.
All over the place, and everyone.
But we still came together, and we made time over spring break to meet up a few times, and
Because originally when we were brainstorming, we were going to do 5, and we were thinking of doing like a skit or like some other type of like metaphorical representation. But then we thought of the Jenga, and then we thought that the second prompt would
how to build something, and then we thought about building something and having the supports be like conflict and agreement. And then we thought, what's the best way to represent that? Well, with Jenga, because you can easily destroy Jenga, like you could destroy a project.
So have you all played Jenga? Had you all heard of it before this?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it was just a good idea to have the different colors represent the different ideas and different.
And what was 5? You said you thought about 5?
Oh, 5 is, why is it so hard for individuals to admit our flaws and weaknesses, but we are so quick to point out other people's weaknesses? And we had the Jenga idea there, but the Jenga idea didn't perfectly fit there, but it did fit very well with number 3.
Right.
So we
because when we were talking about the skits, like nothing really like clicked, or there was no like idea that we all were kind of
right,
like, yeah,
and then with the injuries, it was harder, and we wouldn't be able to like rehearse a skit. per se.
Right. Oh, so I bet you missed class meeting time because of
A little
injuries.
bit, yeah.
So what was it like being an all-male group? Do you think
Well-
that influenced your interactions at all?
I think it was pretty smooth though. Like, I mean, because we all kind of thought alike. We was, we made the proper adjustments. When nobody like, mad at each other if we couldn't do this. We just, group text.
Understanding.
Yeah, we was very understanding. We group text. We met up when we could, and we all looked at each same way.
Thank you, Stefan. I'm looking at you guys as going, well, what'd you call in women or something? What's the laughing about?
I was just
Green
laughing
thing.
because that's just not something I thought about, like how it would
How it
be,
would-
yeah,
right.
how it'd be different. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we don't want to also say, well, because conflict is always, that's always the women members, female members of the
No, of
group.
course not.
We definitely wouldn't want to go down that road. But cool. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your cohesion. Senna.
Our cohesion.
Yeah. Your closeness, your commitment to each other.
Well, I feel like when we first started, when we first came as a group, the first time we met, we kind of spoke to each other, got to know each other a little bit more than what we did so far and stuff. And the way we did that, we talked about stuff that we like to do and stuff we don't like to do and what we're good at and what we're not good at.
Mhm.
So
Strengths and weaknesses
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, the first few meetings we definitely talked about a lot of stuff like outside of the just like this group work and stuff like that, and I think that helped us work together better in the long run.
especially because we had a base of everybody. Okay, what he does, he works this and that. So we made sure everybody understood what everybody's doing, and that made it a lot easier to understand. Why isn't he showing up? Oh yeah, he got work till 9 o'clock. He's doing this and that. So it made it a lot easier. So setting up all the time.
I mean, you guys can see so many times your dynamics in class, actually, between your members. So that's good. Well, I think that's all. Any other questions for this group? Nice work, gentlemen.